friends.
Good morning.
Welcome back. How was your week?
Let us know.
How's my week? You beat me to it. It was a good week. It was a busy week. Husband's working a lot of hours. And then a big week of like restructuring, and there's a big switch up happening with the curriculum that we use, and so kind of just like reorienting with that, and a couple other like organizational projects I worked on. I made cute little 3.5 by 5 cards that have each room, and then they have a list of like each step, a checklist, and then I laminated it, and on the back side of those cards it has the week of the month that whatever kid's assigned. And each bin is under my sink, and I have everything they need to clean those rooms so that they can get their bin, clean the area, they know how they're doing it, to kind of help them grow in their abilities of keeping a tidy home. And also helping me out. So, yeah, there's a lot of like projects and like mental projects I was doing this week. So my brain's tired, but my body's not sustainable. Yeah. How was your week?
That was a long, hard one. Comes and goes, you know.
Yeah.
So, nothing productive really to report.
I made up for it.
You made up for it this
both
week.
of us. Dinner wasn't
yeah,
most days. But.
Barely kind of hold my head above water. My sink has been full of dishes more often than not this week, which is, you know, for just one person.
Kind of impressive.
Impressive.
Takes a minute to gather up that many dishes. That's funny.
Yeah,
well, good morning and welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, we are the Rustic Girls, mother-daughter duo, and I'm not going to do the whole spiel today, but I am the daughter of the mother-daughter duo.
And I'm the mother of the mother-daughter duo.
And we love to chat about things like intentional living, creating beautiful homes, and living your creative dreams. And so, all of what that looks like. So, welcome. Join us. Leave comments. We love to interact with you guys. And the game plan is, once we hit 50 subscribers to go live, we are up to 31. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, I didn't know we made it to 31.
Yeah, so we only have 19 more to go, and then we can actually go live, and we can chat with you live, which is so much more fun. Mm-hmm. But until then, here we are. So last week we talked about the story behind the kitchen and kind of how our homes evolve through the years in that space and what it looks like.
So if you missed that,
go back
and watch it.
But this week we want to talk about editing your life and how to simplify your morning routine and really set yourself up for success each day. So I think how we want to dive into this. I mean, I know we honestly know the steps, but like what's a good morning look like to you, and like what's a bad morning look like to you?
I feel like I'm always trying to because I don't feel, not that I don't feel like I live, I just feel like I live on a different plane of rules now. And so I'm always trying to kind of balance like my overall life with where I'm at right now.
Right.
But a bad morning for me would look like, you know, waking up late, forgetting about an appointment or something I had, frantically racing out the door, forgetting, you know, stuff I needed to bring with, you know, rushed, you know, chaotic, and not complete. Yeah. But a good morning would be easing into it, which is kind of, I don't fully get to appreciate because I have a cat that keeps me
it doesn't like
moving.
Into
but even that can be, you know, because he's not a fast-paced walker. He's not a dog. So it's like it's a very slow pace. So aside from the cold, I don't actually mind getting up because it is that slow entry into the morning. Yeah.
And it is still cold. So we relocated to the schoolhouse so it could be quiet when we do our lives. My family doesn't have to leave the house. And, yeah, this morning's a little cold. I was teasing because Patty's like, she's got a sweater, so at least kind of disguises that it's freezing, and I just went for it. And I got rid of my winter coat.
Yeah. It's cold though.
But it is still chilly in the morning.
Which is why I'm like...
I know. I can't even hold my
Hovering
coffee
over my
because my hands are shoved in my pockets. Like, it's too cold to hold my coffee. Yeah, I mean, I would think, kind of the same. I think about the mornings that have gone really, really terribly, and I just don't have a handle on the day. And my kids I'll wake up later, and they'll wake up earlier, and they're bombarding me, and I can't think straight, and I'm getting frustrated with them, and they're frustrated with me. And
it all goes downhill.
It all just goes downhill, and it's hard to have a good day after that.
Recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. And the good ones are when, I manage to get up before them, which is rare. So it's not a requirement to have a good morning, but it is nice when I can get up and have a good 20 minutes or so by myself. And like you said, it's easing into the day. It's just feeling like I'm on top of stuff. I'm ahead of it instead of behind it, for sure. And so, I think things that you lived out a lot as an example growing up, and things that I've learned to implement as a wife and mother in my adult years is the 3 easy steps. So, surprisingly enough, it has nothing to do with your morning. It's the night before.
It really is.
It really is. So the night before, I think one of the first things is tidy up. Before you go to bed, I almost always do it, and the times I don't do it are the times it's chaotic in the morning. Is just walk around, gather any remaining dishes that didn't get put away, load the dishwasher and run it, wipe down the kitchen counter, wipe down the kitchen table.
Start a load of laundry.
I
mean, if your machine's not right, where it's going to...
It's going to keep you up or whatever, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but start a load of laundry, things like that, just general tidying so that the space is ready to welcome you in the morning. Makes it less chaotic. It's easier, even my kids, if they've left a big mess and they've gone off to sleep, I will just pile all of their toys in the corner of the room. And that'll be a job for them tomorrow to clean up. But in the meantime, it's not cluttering up the space. We're not tripping over stuff. It's not stubbing our toes. We're not sifting through things to try to find that missing shoe
or
whatever.
To clear the table to be able to eat breakfast. Sit down and have breakfast.
Yeah. So I think the night before, tidy up. It's so worth it. No matter how tired you feel, you're gonna feel more tired in the morning. So it's absolutely worth it. Which rolls right into step number 2, which is prepare specifically for the day. So I have a day planner, and I set it out by the coffee pot. If you don't have a day planner and you just write lists, put your list by your coffee pot. If you have it on your phone, you can't put it by your coffee pot, but you can look it over and glance over your list and think about, what do I have tomorrow? And what do I need to do to prepare for that?
I was just going to say, along with that is, another thing, I know we're specifically talking about morning, but I think another thing that I have always done, and sometimes that requires, a couple days ahead, thinking ahead, but looking at your menus and, putting your meat in the fridge to thaw, the night before, or maybe 2 nights before, looking ahead, because I know we're talking about morning, but as your day goes on and then you get home, that's something you can do the night before or morning of, and that might be throwing stuff in a crock pot for dinner, just being aware with looking at your calendar, being aware of what is ahead, and anytime you can get ahead of those things, so they don't smack you blindsided,
How many times I couldn't cook dinner because I forgot to thaw meat? Yeah. I like to say that I have actually added that to my routine, but I haven't. I am not a cook. I don't love to cook. I like to bake. I don't love to cook, and so I don't like to think about it. So my husband learned, and we oriented our meals around either food that doesn't have to be thawed, or he knows that he's probably going to end up having to cook.
And I think for me that's part of it, because I don't know. I'm a mixed bag on whether I like to cook or not. Sometimes I do. I think I enjoy it more now than I used to. But for me, that was one way to kind of break it down. What I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really have to fully process, the act of cooking dinner yet, but I'm like, okay, well, I can do this part now, or I can prep my veggies and put them in the fridge or whatever, and it kind of breaks it up a little
Makes
bit.
it, less of a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah. Bite at a time.
Bite at a time. That's how you eat a whale. So sorry.
Thinking about so setting up your coffee pot.
Yeah, so set up your coffee pot.
Maybe pack lunches.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Preparing for the morning ahead. If you know that you have to go somewhere specific and you need to bring something specific, bag it up. I used to put it by the door.
Or put it in your car.
But I learned sometimes of leaving stuff hanging right next to the door to go ahead and just throw it in the car. If it's not temperature sensitive at all. Because it's still kind of cold at night. But otherwise, throw it in your car. Then you don't have to worry about it. So thinking ahead. But if you
choosing your clothes.
All the things that you can.
And with that sometimes reveals, oh no, I can't find, I need to start a little laundry, or I can't find, I think of the girls in their, bowling clothes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So like, if you have like a special uniform or something like,
making sure they have it, your kids' uniforms are clean or whatever, So I think it's, specifically related to the next morning. Step 2 would be preparing for this specifically for the morning ahead to make it smoother. And the last one, which I think is one of the most important, is actually on the morning. So get up with enough time. Set your alarm 10 minutes earlier to have quiet. I am not faithful in this, but it makes a huge difference. So
those 10 more minutes on the 10 more minutes on the snooze, in the moment it feels so good, like but it never
pays out in the long
it doesn't pay out, because you're not really getting real rest at that point. You're better off prying yourself out of those sheets and just sitting, giving yourself that 10 minutes upright with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea.
As believers, it's like having that time in God's Word first thing in the morning just creates such a sense of peace and stability around your day. You have reoriented your focus to what matters. And so, especially as believers, I think getting up and giving, oh my word, there's an eyelash on my eyeball, and it's been driving me crazy since the beginning of this video. Orienting yourself around the Lord to start your day off with that right mindset and focus. A time of just reading your scriptures, whether you're listening or you're reading, there's so much value in it. And taking time to pray and just acknowledge that we can't get through today without God is huge. Now, if you're not a believer, I encourage you to be one. But even just quiet time to reflect, time to watch birds eating at a bird feeder outside your window, time to just kind of think about your day, think about, just like ponder life. It's good. Start slow. Give yourself time to be restful and intentional, and you'll feel that throughout the day. Then if you feel chaotic because you woke up and you're running and you're racing and you're trying to find stuff, like you feel that tension throughout the day instead of the peace.
And I just want to touch on, for some of us that might look a little bit different depending on your circumstances. Like for me, even though I am retired and I should be able to have a nice leisure morning, my cat, as soon as sometimes even before I even get out of bed, he's like, come on, let's go. And so if I try to take that time, other than just the quickness of getting dressed, it's more stressful for me because he's just, barraging me. So for me, it's just that's I'm listening. I know that as soon as I get out the door, and I try to at least, pull up and maybe like read a verse if I can sneak that under his radar. But I'm listening in my ears while we're having a leisure walk, and and then that, if it's a long walk, that translates into prayer time. But it's same for if you have like a long commute, right? Maybe you have a long commute, so you're already getting up at the crack of dawn. And so maybe that's, that's your time. That's your quiet reflection, even though you're in traffic driving.
It doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
Secret room.
But just finding that time, giving yourself that time of quiet and reflection. And
I think that's wise. You touched on commute too, because that's what my husband does. He already gets up so early for work that just, to him, the earlier you get up, the earlier you gotta go to bed. And so then it's that constant tension of, having time for himself to do the things, like some men get up early and they work out before work and stuff. And he likes the idea of that, but he also is a father and a husband, and he has, to be here and be present with us. And so that tension of, how he spends his time. And so for him, getting up another 20 minutes earlier is just not a good option. And so he listens to the scriptures on his way to work. And I think when you're in traffic, if you are commuting in the morning,
keeps you calmer too.
keeps you calmer. And I think, I'm blessed to be a stay-at-home mother, and I've been that for many years now. And so I don't have that, but, I know people that do, and I've been there, I've done it in the past, and you're just stressed out in traffic, and either you're listening to stimulating music or talk radio, and you're just getting all Twitter-pated right at the start of your day. Instead, start it. Listen to this Bible, listen to just some instrumental music. Just start your day a little bit softer. I think a softer start makes for a better day. And I think end strong. Like we talked about, those first two tips. Ending the day strong with those just few extra steps. Push through with those few extra steps the night before, and then start soft. And you'll just find this cycle of
and you think,
calm.
Your day, as your day goes on, and not every day is that way, but you do. You're bombarded by different things, whether you're in the workplace, whether you're at home with children. More things come at you as the day goes on. So if you overstimulate and overload your nervous system first thing in the morning, you just got to expect that you're going to have less ability to cope with those things as they come at you during the day. So I think no matter any way you slice it, that slow and that more quiet, calm start is kind of easing into it and kind of, I don't know, giving you a little more resiliency for what's to come.
I think that the concept that we can just push harder and do anything is such a foolish concept. It's the reason I feel like quality of life has gone down in so many ways.
And there are times that you do have to just push through.
But it's not
for sure. But it shouldn't be your everyday everything response.
When your body says you're tired and you need to stop, take a day and stop. Don't overbook your calendar. It's okay. You don't have to do everything, mama. Sister, friend, you can say no. There are seasons too. In my season of grief, there's been a lot of just pulling back from people. I used to be very intentional of trying to include people and trying to be relational and keeping things on the calendar, once every 6 weeks with every friend, right? So that no one of the people that I believe are an important part of my life, they don't fall off the radar. And during my season of grief, I didn't make plans with anybody. And I ignored their texts. And I, when they offered to hang out, I was like, I'm not up for it. And that's okay. That's the season I'm in. I recognized my body needed rest.
And with that, the people, the real people in your life, they're going to still be there. Mm-hmm. That's not going to send them packing.
Yeah. If it sends them packing, bye, Felicia. You don't need them. No, for sure, because that's exactly it. A lot of my friends, even if I didn't say anything the whole time, it was 4 months later, I finally responded. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I just haven't felt up to talking. And they're like, no, of course not. You're good. You're fine. So, I think when your body's telling you you need something, whether it be rest, a day off, taking something off our calendar, do it. Let your body do it. Because if you listen to your body and you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. Weird little segue, though. That has nothing to do with your morning, other than being healthy and successful. Well, we're at it. go barefoot sometimes.
Yeah.
I
was just thinking that. How funny.
Since we're on the subject
Yeah.
of taking care of your body and your nervous
Yeah.
system, just go barefoot a little. That's so good for you. Yeah. So, I'm so cold. I am curious what you guys do. Like, how do you start your days off smoothly? Maybe what's a really chaotic morning look like to you? Maybe you have a funny one.
And maybe you have your crazy mornings and you don't have time for any of the things, but what's your coping mechanism? Like how do you pull back a moment of
my coping mechanisms right here. Not the best for your nervous system, but that's why you go barefoot. I go barefoot so I can drink coffee.
It's funny. On YouTube, somebody made a documentary type movie about grounding. And I have tried to listen to it for 3 nights now, and I fall asleep before it even gets to really, because the beginning is more talking about them and their journey and blah blah blah. And, but I do remember the guy who first kind of figured out this whole grounding thing,
this grounding business.
I remember hearing this in my sleep, so I'm dying to go back and listen, or in my fall before I fell asleep.
Yeah.
But I think it had to do with the idea of the grounding sheets before they came around, and he made this connection, that there was this connection, and as I remember hearing, he had put some sort of metal tape on his bed and ran a wire outside and put it into the ground. And I think maybe he wrapped it around his toe or something. But it was a So I'm dying to go back and watch this thing.
I really need,
because I didn't sell your dad.
We need an update, guys.
I kept trying to sell your dad on the grounding sheets. I'm like, it's worth a try. It might help. Some people are saying they've had. Yeah, I think they're getting harder to get because of the materials in them. But I don't know. Some people say it's crackpot, but I know there's definitely something to, walking barefoot in that connection, and it's not like a woo-woo connection to the earth, but it's just our bodies weren't designed to be in these, big old fat padded shoes and stuff.
Where you don't feel anything.
Anything.
You think about our toes. You lose one toe, it's actually really bad for your body. They are meant to stabilize, to balance, to help us. And the difference I feel, so I got barefoot shoes a couple months ago, and I've been wearing those everywhere. And I had to put on my sneakers the other day because I couldn't find them, so I put on my old, and it was my feet felt so constrained. Yep. My legs were hurting, and it just felt so unnatural to walk. I'd gotten used to, this is what it feels like to have 5 little toes that are actually stabilizing me and helping me push off. And so there's so much that we do that is, but I still wear high heels, so nobody's perfect. Some people may try to be, but I think finding what works for you is good too.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us, friends. Next week, we're going to talk about returning to your creative roots. So, we'd love to hear from you guys. What did you love to create as a child? What was your favorite thing to maybe draw? I had things that I drew all the time, or a medium you had, painting or sketching, or
you took dance, or
took
piano
instruments. Did you create with reclaimed things, salvage? You built things out of nature. So think about it. Come back and share with us, because we're going to chat about that. Chat all about returning to our creative roots. So
it got really cold all of a
It got
sudden.
super cold. I cannot feel. I slipped on my slip-on sandals, and I can't feel my toes. So oh, you can't see. I was seeing if you could see my breath, because I can see it, but you can't. So I look like a freak. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Have a joyous Easter with family and loved ones, celebrating Jesus' resurrection. Yay! And we will see you next week. So, yeah.